What a bizarre kind of world we're living in now where there's this, I don't know if I don't think it's probably appropriate to use segregation in this term given that it's historical context, but the second class citizenry that is being applied to a lot of people in this country that chose for whatever reason to not get their pokes is bizarre to me. Every time I talk about this, like I don't want people to get, I see the comments, people are freaking out. Look, I'm 100% serious with my position. I don't care about your status. I don't care what you choose to do with your body. It's none of my business. And I am not a doctor, and therefore I have zero opinion on whether or not people should be doing things or not doing things. I also think that venues who want to have status requirements, that's their choice. I am never going to support a particular business that is making me show my papers, please, to go consume a product. But I don't really care if other people want to, or it's no big deal to them. This is the beauty of capitalism. Here in my state, we have one of the largest, or if not the largest, music festival in the country that goes on for weeks. It's called Summerfest, and it required you showing your papers, please. And so I didn't go. And a lot of people didn't go. Attendance was down nearly 30%. But there was also other reasons people didn't go. Like I've often said, there are people who will just never want to be in a large group again. And I kind of feel myself edging towards that a little bit, wanting to maintain my personal bubble a little bit more than I used to. And there are people that didn't want to go because of that requirement. And then there were also people that just, I don't know, maybe they didn't like the lineups this year. There's also this weird kind of battle between the musicians that were showing up and the comedians that were showing up there. Some demanding fans show them, like, this is a state that we're in that I don't like, where a band that I'm paying to see is now demanding to know medical information about me. That's not a situation that I want to be a part of. It's not something I want to support. And by the way, that would be regardless of status. Okay, I don't talk about what my status on this channel. It's none of your business. Just like it's none of mine what yours is. But there's 0% chance that I am comfortable telling some band about my my medical information to go pay them money. It's not going to happen. But we're seeing kind of a pushback now. I love Jim Breuer. I don't know how much of a draw he really is anymore. Obviously, a lot of people remember him as Goat Boy or Goat Man or whatever it was. Half baked, but he's also been a long time stand-up comedian. And you see SNL alum Jim Breuer cancels clubs requiring the papers, please. You also see Tim Dillon getting into it with Tim Pool. George Carlin admitted he was bald. Oh, that's kind of a low blow. This says, let's see. First, take off the beanie. Well, this is weird. In NYC, performers are exempt. Medical issues are not. Sometimes it's good to be a wealthy elite, right, Tim? No free passes either. What's up with Joe Rogan at Madison Square Garden in NYC? Are you guys going to get on board with the mandates with no medical exceptions? Tim saying, yes, I'm going to refuse to play all venues that require pokes and boycott all the states that require it. I will only play at megachurches from now on. That's a good strategy. Megachurch tour being announced soon. I don't know if this back and forth is, like legitimate. If he's actually mad about it, it's difficult to know for sure. But, this story here, Jim Breuer is firing shots at the Koof jab as he announces cancellations of shows at venues which require proof of the poke. Now, we saw this the other day with Z-list comedian Patton Oswalt canceling Florida events because they wouldn't require it. It seems really bizarre to me, especially since the actor or the comedian is not exactly rubbing shoulders with the crowd. You could probably foreseeably, make your space as large as you need it. He writes, this policy is government-sanctioned segregation, according to the former Saturday Night Live cast member. The Long Island native took to Facebook Live to drop the bombshell over the weekend. 2 quick updates on the shows that you may think you may be getting tickets to, or you already have tickets to. The Wellmont Theater in New Jersey, not doing it. Breuer 54 said in the 22-minute broadcast that's now trending on Twitter. Also, the Royal Oak Theater in Michigan, due to the segregation of them forcing people to show up with the poke, I am not doing these shows, he added. I know I'm going to sacrifice a lot of money, but I'm not going to be enslaved to the system or money. The funny guy emphasized that the poke is a choice and that has decided to cancel bookings at venues that don't align with his values. If you have anything else to say, I honestly don't care, Breuer said, due to I have to stick to my morals and I have to stick to what I know is right. He claims that guests are being forced or bribed into pokes by venues, which he believes are being held hostage by pro-poke lawmakers and corporate ticketing vendors. Twitter was quick to sound off, on his take. Well, we already know where Twitter's going to be on this because it's a weird cult. I still don't understand how people allow themselves to be so driven by this. Like, you either have it or you don't, and you either stay home or you don't. You know how many times I've asked people about, their status while I'm at the pub? Zero. It's weird. You just take care of yourself. You see breaking Jim Breuer and Nicki Minaj to hold concert for unpoked Trinidadians with enormous balls. I mean, yeah, okay. Brewer's memo is just the latest in a succession of performers to amend their touring schedule in regards to policies, including Eric Clapton, who has canceled shows citing the same reason. Nicki Minaj has her own reason for not attending Monday night's Met Gala. Well, I think it was because she was required to have the poke. Meanwhile, Z-list comedian Patton Oswalt made the opposite announcement last week that he would cancel shows, particularly in Florida and Utah, where pokes are not required to attend. He's joined by artists such as Bruce Springsteen and the Foo Fighters, who have made similar calls. Breuer started on SNL for 3 years and was best known as the character Goat Boy in celebrity impersonations such as Joe Pesci. He later co-starred along Chappelle in Half Baked in '98. The same year, he also hosted a short-lived MTV talk show, The Jim Breuer Show. I'm not sure I like Jim Breuer. I think he's still funny. I assume his podcast is well viewed, but it is kind of bizarre to me that this is where we're at now. It sucks that everything has to be so heavily politicized that now this is where we're at. Actors and actresses, look, Patton Oswalt has every right to do what he does. And Jim Breuer has every right to do what he does, but I really wish that this wasn't the back and forth we were having in 2021. People need entertainment now more than ever, and if they can't get away from, the poke and all this kind of, poke discussions and all this kind of stuff, why would you go anyway? Hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.